Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about a principle that is often misunderstood, misrepresented, and sometimes even disregarded. It is a principle that can determine the direction of your life, your relationships, and your destiny. The principle is this: don't be soft to everyone. Now, before you misunderstand my words, let me clarify what I mean by soft. I'm not talking about being kind, compassionate, or empathetic. Those are virtues that we should all aspire to embody. Being soft in this context refers to being overly accommodating, overly tolerant, and excessively lenient in situations that demand firmness, resolve, and strength. The misconception of gentleness. In many cultures, there's a prevailing belief that being gentle and accommodating is always the right approach. We are taught from a young age to avoid conflict, to say yes when we mean no, and to bend over backward to make others comfortable, even at our own expense. While there is a time and place for gentleness, we must recognize that it is not a one-size-fits-all solution. The danger lies in confusing gentleness with weakness. When we are soft to everyone, we risk becoming doormats, allowing others to walk all over us. We risk losing our sense of self, our convictions, and our purpose. Gentleness, when misapplied, can lead to a life of compromise, where we sacrifice our values and our goals in the name of keeping the peace. The strength in boundaries. One of the most important lessons we can learn is the importance of setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are guidelines that protect our integrity, our time, and our energy. When you are soft to everyone, you often fail to establish these boundaries, and as a result, you find yourself depleted, frustrated, unfulfilled. Think about the times when you have said yes to something you really didn't want to do. Maybe it was a social obligation, a work task, or a personal favor. You said yes because you didn't want to disappoint someone, or because you wanted to avoid conflict. But afterward, you felt drained, resentful, and perhaps even a little bit angry. This is what happens when we are too soft, when we allow others to dictate our actions and our lives. Setting boundaries is an act of strength. It is a declaration that you value yourself, your time, and your purpose. It is not about being rude or dismissive. It is about being clear and firm in what you will and will not accept in your life. And when you establish these boundaries, you not only protect yourself, but you also teach others how to treat you with respect and consideration. The power of a strong will. A strong will is a powerful thing. It is the driving force behind every great achievement, every bold decision, and every meaningful change. When you have a strong will, you are not easily swayed by the opinions or demands of others. You are able to stand firm in your convictions, even when it is difficult, even when it is unpopular. Being soft to everyone dilutes your will. It makes you vulnerable to manipulation, coercion, and exploitation. When you are too eager to please, too willing to compromise, you lose the strength of your will. You become a person who is easily led, easily influenced, and easily controlled. To develop a strong will, you must first know who you are and what you stand for. You must have a clear sense of your values, your goals, and your purpose. And you must be willing to stand up for these things, even when it means going against the grain, even when it means disappointing others. A strong will is not about being stubborn or inflexible. It is about having the courage to stay true to yourself, to make decisions that align with your values, and to pursue your goals with determination and focus. It is about refusing to be swayed by the whims and demands of others, and instead charting your own course in life. The cost of being too soft. There is a high cost to being too soft. And it is a cost that many people are not aware of until it is too late. When you are too soft, you invite disrespect, manipulation, and exploitation into your life. You become a target for those who seek to take advantage of your kindness and your willingness to accommodate. In relationships, being too soft can lead to a lack of balance and mutual respect. If you are always the one giving, always the one compromising, and always the one bending to the will of others, you will eventually feel taken for granted and unappreciated. Your relationships will become one-sided, with you doing all the work and others reaping the benefits. In your career, being too soft can prevent you from advancing and achieving your full potential. If you are always saying yes to every request, taking on tasks that are not aligned with your goals, and avoiding confrontation, you will find yourself stuck in a rut, unable to move forward. You will be seen as someone who is easy to manage, but not someone who is a leader or a visionary. In your personal life, being too soft can lead to a lack of fulfillment and a sense of purposelessness. When you are constantly putting others' needs and desires ahead of your own, you lose sight of your own dreams and aspirations. You become a passenger in your own life, going where others want you to go, doing what others want you to do, and living a life that is not truly your own. The importance of discernment. Discernment is the ability to judge well, to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong, what is beneficial and what is harmful. It is a crucial skill that we must develop if we are to navigate the complexities of life and relationships. When you are soft to everyone, you often lack discernment. You fail to see when someone is taking advantage of you, when a situation is not in your best interest, or when you are being manipulated. You become blinded by your desire to please, to avoid conflict, and to be light. Discernment requires a level of attachment. It requires you to step back from your emotions and consider the situation objectively. It requires you to ask yourself, what is really going on here? What are the potential consequences of my actions? Is this in line with my values and my goals? To develop discernment, you must be willing to trust your instincts and to listen to that inner voice that tells you when something is not right. You must be willing to say no when necessary, to walk away from situations that do not serve you, and to stand up for yourself when yourself being mistreated. The balance between kindness and firmness. One of the most important skills we can develop is the ability to balance kindness with firmness. Kindness without firmness is weakness. Firmness without kindness is cruelty. We must learn to be both kind and firm in our interactions with others. Kindness is about treating others with respect, compassion, and empathy. It is about being considerate of others' feelings and needs. But kindness does not mean being a pushover or a doormat. It does not mean saying yes to everything or allowing others to take advantage of pride. Firmness is about standing your ground, asserting your boundaries, and protecting your integrity. It's about being clear and decisive in your actions and decisions. But firmness does not mean being harsh or unyielding. It does not mean disregarding others' feelings or needs. When we learn to balance kindness with firmness, we become strong and compassionate individuals. We are able to navigate relationships and situations with grace and confidence. We are able to be kind without being taken advantage of, and firm without being cruel. The courage to be unpopular. One of the reasons why people are often too soft is because they fear being unpopular. They fear rejection, disapproval, and conflict. They want to be liked, accepted, and included. And so they go along with whatever others want, even when it goes against their own values and desires. But the truth is, you cannot please everyone, and trying to do so will only lead to frustration and disappointment. There will always be people who disagree with you, who disapprove of your actions, and who criticize your decisions. And that is okay. It takes courage to be unpopular, to stand up for what you believe in, and to make decisions that are in your best interest, even when others don't like it. It takes courage to say no when everyone else is saying yes, to walk away from situations that are not good for you, and to be true to yourself even when it means standing alone. Being popular is not the same as being respected. Respect comes from living with integrity, from standing by your values, and from making decisions that are aligned with your purpose. Popularity is fleeting and superficial, but respect is lasting and deep. The freedom in saying no. There is a profound freedom that comes with the ability to say no. When you are too soft, you often find yourself saying yes to things you don't want to do, to people who don't have your best interests at heart, and to situations that are not aligned with your goals. This constant yes can leave you feeling trapped, overwhelmed, and resentful. But when you learn to say no, you reclaim your power and your freedom. You are no longer bound by the expectations and demands of others. You are able to prioritize your own needs, goals, and well-being. You are able to make decisions that are right for you without fear of judgment or rejection. The importance of self-respect. Self-respect is the cornerstone of a strong and fulfilling life. It is the foundation upon which all healthy relationships, decisions, and actions are built. When you respect yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. You are not afraid to assert your boundaries, to say no, and to stand up for what you believe in. Self-respect is not about arrogance or self-centeredness. It is about recognizing your own worth and value. It is about treating yourself with the same kindness, consideration, and care that you offer to others. When you respect yourself, you are less likely to be swayed by the opinions or demands of others. You are able to make decisions that are in your best interest without guilt or hesitation. When you lack self-respect, you are more likely to be soft to everyone. You may seek validation and approval from others rather than from within. You may compromise your values, your time, and your energy in an effort to please others. This lack of self-respect can lead to a cycle of low self-esteem, where you continue to accommodate others in the hope of gaining their approval. only to feel empty and unfulfilled. Self-respect is also crucial in developing self-discipline. When you respect yourself, you are more likely to hold yourself accountable to your goals and values. You are more likely to make choices that align with your long-term well-being, rather than succumbing to short-term temptation or pressures. The role of assertiveness. Assertiveness is the ability to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and confidently, without being aggressive or passive. It is a key skill in balancing kindness with firmness. When you are assertive, you communicate your boundaries and expectations effectively without disrespecting others. Being assertive is not about being confrontational or argumentative. It is about being honest and direct in your communication. It is about expressing your needs and desires in a way that is respectful of both yourself and others. When you are assertive, you are able to advocate for yourself and protect your boundaries while still maintaining positive and respectful relationships. Assertiveness requires practice and courage. For those who are used to being soft or accommodating, it can be challenging to start asserting themselves. You may fear rejection, conflict, or hurting others' feelings. However, the more you practice assertiveness, the more natural it will become. You will start to see the benefits of being clear and direct in your communication, both in your relationships and in your overall well-being. The dangers of people-pleasing. People-pleasing is a common trait among those who are soft to everyone. It is the desire to be liked, accepted, and approved by others, often at the expense of your own needs and desires. People pleasers go out of their way to make others happy, even if it means compromising their own values, time, and energy. While people pleasing may seem like a positive trait, it is actually rooted in fear and insecurity. People pleasers fear rejection, conflict, and disapproval, and so they seek to avoid this by always saying yes, by also accommodating others, and by putting others' needs before their own. The danger of people pleasing is that it leads to a loss of self. When you are constantly trying to please others, you lose sight of who you are and what you want. You become disconnected from your own needs and desires. And you start to live your life according to others' expectations and demands that are saying yes selectively. Just as important as the ability to say no is the ability to say yes selectively. When you are too soft, you may find yourself saying yes to everything out of a desire to please others, to avoid conflict, or to be seen as agreeable. But saying yes to everything can lead to overwhelm, burnout, and a lack of focus. To live a fulfilling and purposeful life, you must learn to say yes only to the things that truly matter. This means being selective and intentional about where you invest your time, energy, and resources. It means aligning your yes with your values, your goals, and your purpose, the importance of self-care. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. When you are too soft to everyone, you often neglect your own needs and well-being in favor of others. You may put others' needs before your own, sacrifice your own time and energy, and ignore your own health and happiness. But self-care is essential to living a balanced and fulfilling life. It is about taking the time to nurture your body, mind, and spirit. It is about making sure that you are healthy, happy, and whole. It is about giving yourself the care and attention that you deserve.